All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're putting just one single word under the microscope, a word you probably use all the time without even thinking about it, conscious. But believe it or not, it has this incredible hidden story that we're going to unpack together.
And I know you're probably thinking, conscious? Really? It seems so, well, ordinary. What could possibly be special about a simple word like that? Well, hang on, because what we're about to find out is, honestly, it's pretty wild.
First things first, before we can get to the secret, we've got to be on the same page about what conscious actually means. So let's dive into its two main definitions.
Right, so definition number one is all about paying attention. It's when you notice something, when you realize it's there. It's not just that your eyes see it, your brain is actively switched on and processing it.
And here's a perfect example to show you what I mean. I'll make a conscious effort to be on time. This isn't just about hoping you'll be on time, right? It's about being actively aware of that goal, and you're intentionally putting in the work. It's a deliberate choice.
Okay, so that's one meaning. Now for the second one, which is a little different. This one's more basic, more biological. It's about simply being awake and knowing what's going on around you. It's the opposite of being asleep or knocked out.
You see it in a sentence like this one. He fell and hit his head, but he is still conscious. That tells us he's awake, he's aware of his surroundings, even after getting hurt. So, you see the difference? One is being aware of a specific thing, and the other is just being aware. Period.
You know, words are never really alone, are they? They've got relatives, friends, even enemies. So if we look at its connections, we can really start to see where conscious fits into the whole puzzle of the English language.
You can see its family right here. The synonyms, aware, awake, concerned, they all point back to those two meanings we just covered. And its main opposite, its antonym, is exactly what you'd think. Unconscious. No surprise there, right? And this is so cool because it shows how conscious is like this building block for other huge ideas. Think self-conscious, being super aware of yourself, or subconscious, all that stuff happening just under the surface of your awareness. See, the main idea, conscious, is the engine driving both of those words.
Okay, so we've got the definitions, we've met the family, we know its opposite, we've got a pretty good handle on this word. But that still doesn't answer our original question, what makes this seemingly ordinary word so special? Well, it's time for the big reveal.
Get ready for this. The word conscious is one of the 850 words on the basic English list. Now, I know that might not sound like a big deal at first, but trust me, it is a huge deal.
And I know what you're thinking right now. The basic English 850 list? What on earth is that? Let's break it down. So that number, 850, that's the magic number. I want you to just take a second and imagine trying to say everything you need to say, all your thoughts, all your feelings, with only 850 words to choose from. That's the whole idea here. So this system is called Basic English. And it's basically a super simplified version of English, designed from the ground up to be a really powerful tool. The goal was to create a list of 850 core words that would let you express pretty much anything. It's all about making the language easier to learn and way clearer for everyone.
So you might be asking, but why? Why would anyone want to limit the language like that? It seems kind of backwards, right? Well, there's actually a really powerful reason.
It really comes down to two big ideas. First, it's an incredible on-ramp for anyone just starting to learn English. It gives them a solid foundation they can actually use right away. And second, it's a tool for being super clear and direct. When you get rid of all the fancy words and jargon, you have to say what you mean. Plain and simple. There's just no room for confusion.
And that brings us right back to our word conscious. Think about this. Out of the hundreds of thousands of words in English, the people who made this list said the idea of being conscious, of being aware, was so absolutely essential to being human that it had to make the cut. It couldn't be left out. It just shows how fundamental awareness is to everything we do. And that leaves me with a final thought for you to chew on. If you only had 850 words to describe your entire reality, which ones would you pick and what could you really say?